AECOM presents Strategy in Transit, a thought leadership series, where we can learn and talk about the greatest mobility challenges and the opportunities to help deliver a better world.
I'm excited to be here today in Toronto with some fantastic leaders focused on the important topic of transportation decarbonization. So as you reflect on all of the efforts around decarbonization, what has been the most significant challenge that you've faced and how are you addressing that? Maybe we'll start with you, Stephanie, at Metrolinx.
Yeah, we have many challenges. We've already talked about the impact of customers and balancing that off with the very much needed work that we need to do to build our future. Another challenge we have, though, maybe is in the technology space. A lot of innovation is needed to achieve our goals, both around electrification and increasing the frequency of our trains on our network, which will then build out the ability for people to use our services more reliably. Having more frequent train service is a key success factor with our customers to have it be more convenient for them. And so to do both those things, we've brought in some international players in our supply chain. We've looked beyond the Canadian borders. Electrification on heavy rail, GO Expansion is the first in Canada to do that. We know we have lots of light rail technology here already, but on a major railway, this is a first, and so we brought in some international players who have experience doing this in other parts of the world to help us and to bring those new ways of working and that new technology to the Canadian market. And along with electrification, we're also bringing in what we call ETCS, which is European Train Control System, which will enable higher frequencies of trains and enable us to run more trains on our existing network as well. So all of these new technologies are great, but it is a challenge, new for us, and really the way we're achieving that is by bringing in expertise from around the world to help us do that.
And looking around the world at your peer railroads and your peer agencies, really lessons learned, if we can use that phrase.
Absolutely.
It's really effective.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a huge opportunity with the system that we have today. We have a long way to go to bring it to where it needs to be. But you're absolutely right. Talking to our international players who have been there, done that, and other agencies who have done similar things is absolutely what we need to do.
Yeah. So Felix, can you comment a little bit on the challenges as well?
For sure, yeah. I think the biggest challenge that we're seeing from MTO is the change in mindset. I think the pandemic has had a significant impact on transit usage. We are still seeing kind of transit ridership slowly coming back to the pre-pandemic levels. And I think also during the pandemic, a lot of people have moved out of the city and they're moving into rural areas, smaller municipalities on the outskirts of the Greater Toronto area that doesn't have public transit. And so we're seeing the growth of the population in these smaller towns, and we're seeing these smaller municipalities trying to grapple with how do I even start up a transit system, and do I have enough riders to start up a transit system, and also change the minds of people to take public transit. So I think this change in perception of what public transit could be like, it's a significant challenge, and it also will take years of education and also making transit be more convenient, as I mentioned previously, to really make that modal shift. But if I may share an anecdotal story, my 70-year-old parents took the GO train for the first time to watch a show in downtown Toronto this past weekend. And in the past, they would have driven down to Toronto, and I explained to them, hey, congestion is pretty bad. You might want to try the GO train. And I got rave reviews. They were like, what have I been missing all these years? And I think it's that change in mindset, right? We made the GO train more accessible, more convenient, and it's a change in mindset that, hey, taking public transit is not only great for the environment, it helps reduce this time, and it's a really convenient way to go. So I think it's this mindset of A, encouraging people to try public transit for the first time, and B, also how do we find ways to bring people back to transit, in a way that they would continue to take these buses and subways and trains that we have and utilize them in the same way that they had pre-pandemic.
Right, so you've got the two challenges, the challenge to bring people back to transit, and it's happening. I think people are coming back. Also depends what municipality you're in as well, I think. But then you're right, who are those new users that we need to bring on to transit to build the ridership and also to get the cars off the road? Yeah. So looking at the GTAA, I'm sure you have a few challenges you've had to overcome, or
a few. I'll talk about the one I guess that we're facing right now. That's kind of most imminent and emerging is the electrification challenge, right? There's more electricity needed for more facilities and more passengers and more movement. There's more electricity needed to make things greener. The easiest way to, or the traditional way to green things is just electrify everything and then get clean electricity, solar, wind, and Bob's your uncle. But in this case, we are a significant sized facility, right? It's about 40 megawatts today. The addition of just the EV chargers that we forecast we're going to need to both supply the public and the internal needs for the baggage carts and whatnot, that's going to double our load in the next 5 to 10 years. And then you take into account the fact that we're in a grid constrained area. Fortunately, we have a very good relationship with our local utility, Electra, and I'm quite comfortable that they're not going to let us go short of electricity. But the managing the timing and making sure that power is as green as it can be, that's going to be a challenge. And then making sure that we've got the resilience in that energy supply for the airport as well.